Hey everybody, Raymond with Regal Luxury Travel, and figured I'd do a little bit longer than the 1 minute videos. I want to take some time to talk to everyone about points. As a travel advisor, always getting asked, hey, can I use points with you? Um, can you put me in this hotel because I earn points? And I'm here to tell you that the points game when it comes to the hotels is not as good as it is with the points game when it comes to the airlines. So, as I've explained to many people, when I'm doing a booking, I'm able to find your hotels at either a discounted rate. I'm able to get some of the rates 20, 30% cheaper than what you're going to find on a discounted website or a hotel. We've talked about this numerous times. But when it comes to an airline, I'm not going to find those discounted rates. On top of the fact that in most cases, I'm typically not going to book them anyway, because with the airline, it's they don't pay commission. And as an agent that doesn't charge any fees, that's me taking risks for something of which there is no reward. And because I'm not able to book through a travel agent portal, if something was to happen to the flight, you would have to be the person to handle it. I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. And even if you did, we know that airline delays, changing flights, all that, time is of the essence. So going from yourself to me to potentially a packager who's going to then go to the airline and go back and forth, you've added two unnecessary chains to the process, where when you actually need to be talking to the airline yourself. Okay. So if you're looking for a way that you're going to be able to save money, it's better that you pay for the hotel and you use your miles for your airline booking. And when you look at the miles themselves, the miles for airfare are typically evaluated higher. In some cases, from 0.1 all the way up to half a cent more for the value of a point with an airline versus a hotel. And let me give you an example of how I've realized this myself. So last summer I had about 950,000 miles with a particular airline. And with that, all I had to pay were the taxes and fees out of pocket. So the miles covered the fare. Well, I was able to buy 5 round-trip business class tickets on this airline and its code share. And with doing that, I used almost all of the 950,000 miles for these round-trip tickets. Now, a few years ago, I was staying at a nationally branded hotel from the United States in Dubrovnik in Croatia. I spent 250,000 of their loyalty points, and all it did was drop the price of my hotel by $200. $200 might sound like a lot, but when you think about that, you're able to book a business class ticket, round trip, typically, and then sometimes even with some of the European carriers that still carry first class, you can even get round trip first class tickets with them internationally for the price of what it cost me to just save $200 on a hotel room. So I, like many of you, I had chased the hotel points. I've got over 1 million of them right now. And what I'm looking at doing is I'm going to change those over to airline points. If you look at the big hotel brands here in the U.S., your Hilton, Marriott, and IHG, which is your Intercontinentals and Holiday Inns, as well as Hyatt, they all have alliance partnership type things with major airlines so that they are able to convert your hotel points into airline miles so that you're then able to use those to book your trips. And then what you do is you come to me, and then I'm able to search and find hotel rooms that are cheaper than what you would have paid for the plane tickets. So that's one of the things that you should be doing if you have a lot of the points, is getting them converted and then paying for your hotel out of pocket. Granted, it sounds very self-serving because I don't get paid for the airlines and I do get paid for the hotels. But if you think about it, it is in your best interest as well. Because if I cannot save you any money on a plane ticket, but I can save you money on a hotel, it makes sense to pay for the hotel and use the points to where I cannot save you any money. Okay. You also have credit cards that will pay you, or not pay you so much, but they give you points, they give you miles per spend. And then what it is you look at the, if you were to look at a card like the American Express Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you accumulate points within their system. And then what you do is you cash those points out to one of their partners. Like with American Express Platinum, last time I did this, I wasn't able to convert those to American. But what I could do is I could turn them into British Airways Avios, which can be used with Finnair and Qatar Airways as well. And so I could book a code-branded flight with them where I wouldn't be able to if I booked directly, because I couldn't get it converted to American. I wouldn't be able to book those. So if you were to do your sign-up bonus for an American Express Platinum card, bonuses range anywhere from $75,000. I've seen as much as 150,000 points. 150,000 points converted one-to-one into Avios, you could pretty much get a round-trip ticket, business class, on British Airways using those Avios. Okay, so that's another place the points make sense. If you were to convert those into hotel points, I've already explained that that's not even enough to get $200 knocked off of your ticket or off of your hotel price. So it's another reason to, when you're looking at the credit card game, your sign-up bonuses, your per spend, how are you going to get the best bang for your buck? It's going to be using your points to convert to airline miles and then continue to pay for your hotels. Because then you pay for your hotels, you're going to accrue points on your credit card, you're going to accrue points at the hotel, you convert all of that over into air miles, and within a few stays, you're able to start buying tickets again because of purchasing the hotel with a travel credit card. So I hope that, what I've said makes sense, and I hope that you can take a lot of this away and understand why we do steer clear of doing air, and that is because there is no reward for the risk that we are taking on. But it's also that by booking the hotel with cash or a credit card and then using those points to book a airplane ticket, you're getting the best bang for your buck that way. Because as I said, not going to be able to get you a discount on air. And even if you do find one that's going to save you $20, that $20 you save when something actually happens, and we all know how delays work and canceled flights are working in the U.S. right now, that it's going to be, that's the price you pay is going to be far more than the $20 that you tried to save by going with a cheaper site than just booking direct. So I hope that all this makes sense. Granted, as always, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop those into the chat. I'm able to answer any of those questions. And those, that might be a question that somebody else is thinking about that they're not thinking about bringing it up. So you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping other viewers as well. So until next time, if anybody has any recommendations for what you'd like to see on a Facebook Live, go ahead and drop that in the chat too. You can message me, and then I'll do another one of these little longer Facebook Lives. I'm going to try to go away from the 30-minute ones, except for once every couple of weeks. So until next time, everybody take care of yourself and have a good rest of the week.